Hello, this is Jeff of TAOFLEDERMAUS. Sometimes the inspiration for a shotgun slug design come from unusual places. But for me and probably many others, that's what makes this interesting and fun. Now what we're seeing is an aircraft developed in the late 1950s, a supersonic carrier-based bomber. This was a large and very complex jet for the day, and was designed to deliver a nuclear payload in a rather unconventional manner. The Vigilante had what was called a linear bomb bay, a bomb bay between the two engines, and it would actually kind of poop out the nuclear bomb out the back rather than drop it out of a traditional bomb bay. And that's where the inspiration lies. And hence, we have the Vigilante slug designed by Evan Perry of Texas. And just recently, Evan asked me to put out the word that he is wanting to work with more exotic metals, but he needs a little bit of assistance from his viewers, so be sure to go over to his channel and he'll explain how you can do that. Now, the Vigilante slug is pretty simple in design, made of brass, but it has a little compartment in the back that holds this cute little sub-caliber projectile. And the general idea is that when we shoot this thing, that will come out the back and fly it on its own little ballistic trajectory. The main slug itself is about the size of a Foster slug and about the same weight. All the components together weigh about 1 ounce. And it appears to me that the slug itself should be self-stabilizing, meaning we don't need spin stabilization. Now the question I had was, what would actually cause that small projectile to be drawn out of that larger slug? It's riding in a low-pressure wake, more or less, and there's not really any forces that would actually cause it to be pulled out. So I decided we probably needed a mechanical contrivance, in this case a little spring, to give it a little bit of encouragement to be kind of expelled out the back of the slug after we shot it. After all, even the Vigilante jet required a small explosive charge to push the payload out. As far as loading goes, it's pretty basic. We have 20 grains of E3 propellant. We got an Obtuator 12 gas seal and a fiber wad. And the Vigilante slug rides inside of a kind of a short little two-piece sabot. Now the little spring will be pre-compressed and held by the roll crimp. And this is what the finished shell looks like. It looks pretty good to me. Let's go out and test it and see if this actually works or not. All right, we're back with Zach.
Here I am. We're going to be shooting the Vigilante today, another Evan Perry contraption. So we'll see how this one does.
There's a lot of things that go right and a few things that go wrong, but I think they'll be generally accurate.
I think these are going to be very accurate. I don't know about that little back door pellet thing.
Wasn't that the name of your band in high school?
It was actually, yeah.
Well, let's give it a try and hopefully we get some chronograph readings with the Lab Radar LX. Shot number 1 through a smoothbore, by the way. Turn around and show the little Tony single shot smoothbore.
SS-12, made in Turkey, so
Cheapest shotgun you could ever find.
talk about this is top tier quality.
It is. There's quality there, but it was cheap. Oh. That last shot was 1086.
0.9.
That doesn't sound right. Now, out of a smoothbore with no spin at all, well, the slug did not get ballistic stability. The surprising thing is that the little sub-caliber projectile did get expelled out the back and actually hit the vest, while the main slug went under the vest and kept on going. Okay, well, it did not like smoothbore.
No, not particularly.
It was kind of tumbling along. The main slug hit really low and went and missed our vest.
Bottom and
yeah, out the back.
just exit right there.
Yep.
Place, so.
And then the little sub projectile though
kind of hit him in the kidney or something, you know?
Yeah, right there. Right there. It stopped right in the vest, and that's what that little backdoor pellet looks like.
It's so cute.
Looks like a little weight from like what do you say, a dram scale?
Yeah, like a calibration weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see how we're gonna continue on with rifling. I think these need rifling.
I think so too.
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
All right, firing.
Now, once again, we had deployment of the backdoor pellet, as we called it, but for some reason we had no spin at all on the slug, so it was just tumbling along too. And so far, we're getting really low velocity readings, about 500 feet per second lower than what they should be.
Pretty far from where I was aiming. I was aiming the logo.
Yeah, and then the little sub-caliber projectile flew kind of high and right past his head here.
We'll never find that thing.
Yeah, that thing's gone. What did you find there?
I did find the slug. I didn't see these beforehand, but it looks like it deformed a little bit.
Yeah, it squished
Look at that back pocket.
because it hit sideways. And then the spring that was inside
spring,
there.
yep.
It's all compressed like crazy. I'm not sure if the spring lost its spring. It sprung. Yeah, a lot of force. 10,000 psi.
Yeah.
Come on, baby, spin for us.
Firing.
Oh, that was pretty accurate, I think.
Yeah.
Did we get a reading on that? 10, 28.
28.
That doesn't sound right at all.
But the chrono is saying that it's just over 1,000. Which
Yeah,
is
that's subsonic, man.
very slow.
And the damage, that's subsonic damage too.
Yeah, damage. I mean, this one was a little damaged already, but still, you should see these things rip apart usually.
Oh yeah, just blow it into pieces, yeah.
The only good thing is the slug was relatively accurate, hitting the sticker on the tactical cat litter container. But once again, we had no spin and no spin stabilization, so it was just tumbling along. Now, I'm optimistic, and I'm kind of happy that the subcaliber backdoor pellet deployed, but that probably would have happened just from centrifugal force flinging it out.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, firing. All right, firing.
Now, in this shot, both projectiles were flying relatively close to each other. Neither was stabilized. And I think at this point, Evan is watching this and cursing our names.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, firing. Oh,
Something came back at us.
Oh, nailed it.
Here we have a pretty good shot of a ricochet. Lower power projectiles like this are more likely to bounce back at us than a higher speed one. And it just came back at a really low speed and just kind of plopped in front of the table.
It hit perfectly sideways. You can actually see a perfect casting of that on the lead plate itself. Maybe make another slug right out of that.
Yeah, out of plastic.
It hit probably with more damage than we've seen today from the other ones, at least.
The only good thing that's happening, that's working right, is the little micro-slug is getting kicked out.
You mean the backdoor pellet?
Backdoor pellet, thank you.
Pellet,
Yeah. It is, unfortunately, they're terribly inaccurate.
Yeah.
You know?
Accuracy is not terrible, all things considered, for what it's doing.
For a slug that's tumbling, you know,
Yeah.
like a ball. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have one more slug and we'll be over with this nightmare.
All right, taking the shot.
Oh, that was 10-20 feet per second. Yeah, there's something going on.
The shot.
And in our final shot, we had a partial success. Both projectiles actually hit the head. Just kind of grazed it, though. Before I saw the footage, I was suspecting that the projectiles were made too small so we didn't have good rifling engagement. But the data we were getting tells a different story. Besides the loss of the velocity and no spin from rifling, we're also seeing very damaged sabots. And let me explain it with this high-tech animation.
I draw on MS Paint. Everything I do just looks so great.
Everyone loves MS Paint. So what was happening was our gas seal failed, and it normally holds all the high temperature, high pressure gases back, but because it failed, all those gases blasted our sabots, melting them and screwing everything up. Now, a lot of people that watch our videos probably think, oh, they're just guns and they're doing gun stuff, but I look at it as kind of like rocketry. Now, fortunately, more often than not, we have a lot of success, and honestly, we make it look easy, but it's also pretty easy to push the limits a little bit and screw everything all up.
Yeah, we know how you think.
All right, guys. Thank you.